All right. So let's talk about headings. So basically, there are 6 different headings that are going to be similar to the H1 that we saw before. It goes from H1 to H6. Now, the smaller the number in the heading, the bigger the heading is going to appear. And the bigger the number, the smaller the heading is going to appear. So it's in reverse. All right. So here we have an H1 and it says the brown bear, and this is how big it is. We have an H2 and it's still big, but it's a little smaller than the H1 heading. Then we have a H3. We have 2 H3s and they're a little bit smaller than the H2. So as the heading number increases, the heading is smaller. So let's take a look at the first instruction. It says below the H3 heading that says features, so below this, add an H2, okay? Let's add an H2, and we're going to close the H2, and add the words habitat. So habitat, and run it, and we are done with that question. So now it says below the habitat heading, add an H3. Okay, let's add an H3 and we'll close it. And that heading should say countries with large brown bear populations. And that's correct. And we see the result here on our screen. Now on the next line, okay, that's this line right here. Add one more H3, okay. As you can see, I'm indenting my code. We'll talk about indentation a little later, but for now, just know that there's a reason why I'm doing that. And this heading should say countries with small brown bear populations. So I'm going to close the H3. You should always remember to close your tag so that you don't forget to close it later. And then we're going to hit run. Now it says finally on the next line, add an H2 heading that says media. So in H2, that says media, and we're going to close it. And then we're going to run, and that's correct. So you can see the different sizes. H2s are second biggest. H3s are the third biggest. All right, let's move on to the next lesson.